there was no way anyone could have guessed it. So that must have been given to someone, or somebody must have preempted that is going to be the code, and giving this to very, very experienced developers. I mean, on their own side of things, they could decompile that in a couple of seconds or minutes. So yes, he has made some kind of clues. He has given some kind of hints that, there were some things that happened in the inside, and we up to today, we have no idea what that was. So this could be the other reasons for what you were saying. And it makes sense. I mean, what other...
And this is why, and I don't want to cut you off, but when you can admit that this was inside information, and forex says that it was only him and one developer who's in his room that could have done it, and we're essentially saying that it was forex.
Maybe not. Maybe yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just a good point to make, period. I appreciate you saying that. And I just to finish off that, because I feel like there's a little bit misunderstood about, that second point. All I'm saying is that when asked, I'm not saying anything's gone missing, whatever, in that regard, because I haven't got as far as to fully prove that in any way, right? But trying to figure out, once again, when BB came in here, he showed it. He said, this is where everything is. I mean, you can see this at approximately 11 p.m. last night, CST, right? In this chat. He showed $30 million only. Yeah. He said that's everything. Yeah. So, that's what the answer to that would be cool. I think that would clear up a lot of people. I mean, the accusations, aren't going to come without merit, right? Obviously, I think that, there has to be a check with spec, right? But like I said, that was my only point there, is that there's massive discrepancy in that. And then what was shown as far as, okay, here's the receipts basically, right? And it could very well, like you said, I do agree that it's a good point. And I didn't necessarily consider that, hey, if there was an insider that could pull off this other stuff, there was holes in the contract in the first place for piggy bank, that, could very well have been multiple different things. There was obviously vectors, period, right? We can call them. You said, you'd be very right that anybody with a development level, experience that's just kind of trawling around could have done whatever, or could have moved things, or, but I would just say in response, why don't we know about that then?
Exactly, and I agree with you. Why were we not told this? And that's what I said. A lot of my talks are implied when I said he has not been transparent at all. But now he's learning that could be him shooting himself in his on the foot, because people are going to find this. And I appreciate what you guys are doing, to be honest, especially when it's not coming from a salty perspective or an angle. It's coming from a real dialogue and an intelligent conversation, not, spreading words that, that has no substance or evidence or verifiable evidence with it. You understand what I'm saying? So I would always appreciate when people can come up with verifiable evidence. We can look into it, and then yes, real players like me can say, okay, I think I also need answers to this too right now. This is where I want
coming up with verifiable information. You guys said we were fighting and talking shit. We've been doing this for a minute. Like, yo, a lot of people can't act like, yo, we didn't know about this. I've been sharing this information for the last month and a half, and it's only today that people want to start paying attention. But the point is this. The main point is this.
Easy, listen to me. You've approached this in a very stupid and annoying way, and I'm very pissed at you, because you were supposed to be a friend.
How are you supposed to bring it up if you get banned from every chat? I mean, exactly. So I'm trying to figure out what was the correct way to go about it, because there's no governance subsystem. There is no accountability here. Otherwise,
let me tell you what Izzy has done, and I don't know what to call you now, Greenwood, or what's the name? Sorry, John.
That's John Greenwood. It doesn't matter.
Anyway, the point is this: we don't talk about, like, we know.
Don't shut me up, bro. Don't shut me up.
Hang on a second. I know for a fact that this information has been given to people. The question is this. The main question is this. This is what I want to know. Why do you guys continue to make excuses for forex when the things that he's done are clearly calculated and planned ahead of him executing these things? It's not an accident.
John asked me a question. I'm trying to respond to John's question. John was like,
Yes, sir.
how did you go about it the wrong way? Is by trying to blackmail me because you know me. And that's a low blow from you.
I already said straight up, man. And I'll gladly show you logs for this. 3 people, including 2 bots, got banned. I said this before you even came on here. If you got friggin' banned or muted from here, 2 bots got muted, you were the only person that got banned. I have no clue who you are. I've never met you in my life. I didn't even know who you were.
It's fine. I mean,
he's talking about me. This is what I said to him. This is what I said to him. Let me break it down for you. I came in, all right? I flooded his DM with questions, with everything, and I said, hey, can you bring this thing up to Forex? Can you bring this thing up? Can you bring this thing up?
And I did twice.
Everything.
I can't force to answer you, bro.
I was pretty much
to answer you.
I was pretty much told. Look, I don't want. Let's not make this about. Let's not make this about us. Let's not make this about us.
Easy pigs. Easy pig. Listen. Let me just give you a hint. You may think that Foley or I are close to forex. Once you start talking nonsense to forex, you're just fodder, and you can get banned, and then that's it. It's not like we're like a part of his team.
Exactly. Thank you, Thank you so much. That's what I've been telling you.
Exactly the same as you. We're exactly the same as you. If we're fighting and accusing him, and he doesn't have time to address this, he's just going to say what's wrong with this guy. Let me ban him first, then think later.
Okay.
I got and I was telling you the whole time.
It works both ways. It works. Let me just tell you, it works both ways. I
agree with you guys. Let
me just explain it to you.
Has that happened here at all, though?
If he did, bought the system and took the money, and you bring it up, he's going to ban you. And if he didn't, he's going to ban you because it's so ridiculous. I'm trying to explain this to you. So if you have questions or evidence or proof, you need to present it